Hello everyone and welcome back to the 100% completion playthrough. This is the second episode and for today the plan will be to go a little bit around and gather some initial materials. We got our second Ash award. Determination is pretty strong actually. Now when you start the game very early on, there is not much to do. In the sense, I mean, there is lots to do. Sorry, but you're not strong enough, right, to really go for dungeons and etc. Obviously, if you're a god, you can do whatever you want. But puny humans, like this, is a mini boss. It's a night boss, by the way. It's a boss that only spawns at night. I wouldn't go for it right now, and I'm not gonna do it. Probably I can even take it down as I defeated these guys so many times. But the purpose of this playthrough is also to do things that, you know, you would do. Especially if you're not that experienced, right? Let's say that we repeat it again. We are going to collect all items, etc, etc. Sorceries, doing all the quests and etc. But I'm not planning at all to have an overpowered start, so don't expect me to go to Kaelit and grab the meteor stuff, for instance, or stuff like this. I know that it's a thing, or killing the dragon. I know that those are things. I'm not planning to do it. So it's not necessary. Then you can do it, of course. There are other guides for this. All right, so let's grab the item. Useless, but we want to grab all the shinies around, all of them, ideally. And wait for the poison mist to go away and grab those shinies as well. The way we will level up at the beginning is actually through runes that we find around in the world. All right. In case you missed the first episode, the goal will be indeed to get all the Ashes of War, all the sorcery, all the incantations, all the weapons that we can get. Some things obviously are locked behind quests that overlap with each other. Can I pass, guys? We're gonna go in this. Oh, this is gonna be a boss. Well, wish me luck. I have no idea what boss is. I think he's the mad head. Yeah. Sorry. That was lucky. His hitboxes are pretty bad. And it doesn't deal that much damage, so it's okay. Again, I wouldn't suggest for a fresh, brand new player to go for something like this right now. Probably I shouldn't go either, given the performance. Alright. But if you're... maybe this is your second playthrough and you want to go for 100% completion or stuff like this, then it's okay, right? So that was our first mini-boss. Sometimes you find them in the rooms, sometimes not. And here is our trainer.
Tarnished, are we? No wonder you should turn up here. I am Sellen, a sorcerer, quite plainly. Why are you here? Ah, a yen for glintstone sorceries. I dare say your proclivities are far from ideal. Oh well, perhaps nurture will defy nature, with a bit of luck. But one must choose one's masters wisely. I was exiled from the Academy of Rea Lucaria as a reviled, apostate witch. Do you still wish to learn from me? Well, you are a piece of work. Very well. You are now my protege in Glintstone sorcery. But I refuse to coddle or cast kind words. Never. Anticipate grievance?
Alright, so she is Sellen, as she just said, and she sells sorcery, as she just mentioned. And I'm gonna already buy one in particular. We are gonna buy all of them eventually. But Glintstone Pebble is a pretty strong sorcerer. She has a very important quest line that will unlock several sorceries and very good pieces of equipment for casters, for mages. What did I want to do? I want to do this. Sorry, there's something wrong with my voice. The quest line is pretty long and it's intertwined with others, so we'll have to wait before going on with it. But having unlocked her is already good. Now, I think in this area I got everything I could get. I'm gonna go for the next goodie. It's down here, and it's a very cool one. It's a caravan, as you can see. You can kill everything, or you can just kind of try to stop these guys. The Glintstone Pebble is one of the strongest magic in the game because of the mana efficiency. Doesn't deal particularly crazy damage, but you can use a lot of it. Trying to make this guy stop. Alright, so this is the second type of crit explained in the previous episode. Oh, that's exactly what I didn't want to happen. Oh. You hit your friend there. Some healthy, friendly fire. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. You can, so these guys on the horses are pretty strong at the beginning. I can let this guy actually attacking, or also attacking me, or yourself. Not only that guy. What? What? I was about to say it. Hit torrent, but then he hit me. I'm waiting that. Yes. I think no. I'm gonna die, you see. Alright. Don't want to risk to die. Let's try to waste as little time as possible. I already wasted a lot right now. So. Alright, anyway, he's dead. Actually, my first playthrough, I used them to easily level up at the beginning of the game. They're kind of easy to deal with. Oh no. Mistakes were made. Okay, let's jump here. Grab the item and run. Great axe. Let's go. Let's go. I would recommend you to, you know, try your skills and fight them, getting the hang of the game and etc. This is gonna be already a very long playthrough, so I don't want to waste more time than necessary. We are gonna kill normally everything, because it's the best way to make sure that we don't miss loot. Glintstone stuff is the stuff that we have already. Okay. Alright, so in those graveyards, you can find graves like this, and they always have runes. Don't ask me what's the meaning here. They are open, so I'm kind of thinking those are not tarnished people, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just misreading things. Alright, so we are following this road. Now I cannot open the map because when you are in combat you cannot do that. We're gonna get that Lost Grace. Then we want to go left. As a caster is actually quite important. We have some runes. Now we will have to balance what we spend in levels and what we spend in sorceries. But what we have in terms of sorceries right now is quite good. You're always free to try it out, to try more out. I still want to go up there to grab a couple of loot. Those are spirit springs. They allow you to jump with the horse. They're sort of shortcuts. These, they are sort of, I think in the lore, they used to read the stars, something like this. You will always find a starlight shard. That does increase FP over time. I never used it because I had only a strength build before. But you can also use them as currency. And this is why I wanted to come here. The Royal House Scroll is will allow me to give it to a vendor. And here the vendor, like Sellen, or better, a trainer, and then the trainer will be able to teach me more spells. These delayed attacks are nasty. Obviously, the only time that I'm not waiting. Oh, finally. So, in case you wonder how the parry works, well, it's all about timing, and this shield that I have right now is not the best one to use. But if you want to learn, it's a good way to anyway start early on, especially if you get it. Right. Every time I come in this place, every time this bugger catches me out of guards. Alright. Oh. Questo is quite of a cancer weapon. That guy that I just killed has a trumpet that will alert all the enemies around. We don't want to, because there are two big boys in front of us. So you look at the arm, not at the weapon. And then the rest is just about timing. I may die here, wait. Delayed attack. It may get, you may need a little bit of time to get the hang of it, but it's super satisfying. And this build will use a lot critical attacks and parries like this, so. Alright, here on our right there is a chest I want. So for this guy, that guy over there, I'm going to use the pebble. I'm gonna try to parry, let's see. Bad idea. I choose poorly. There we go. I'm out of healings, so now I have to be a bit more careful. That's why I use the magic. Range attacks. Okay, that guy didn't see us. Good. And we got the Great Epee. I think it's another rapier weapon. And I don't like it, so let me check whether it is... I don't even have the stats. I don't care. Let's move on. We got everything in that spot, and especially we got the book, which is all what I really wanted. So you can use these the spirit springs to go up, but also to go down. Voila. And I'm not taking fall damage like this. So I'm going the direction I didn't want to go. Let's see if there is a Lost Grace, and then I go back. I go backward. No, the Lost Grace is over there. All right, let's move. Let's go back. Actually, I can't fast travel. Yeah, why not? So we are going to fast travel. I want to go in this area, in particular over there. There is a very important item you want to get as soon as possible. I got a little bit distracted here. Now I could give the book to her. There are different trainers. I mean the royal scroll for magics. There are different trainers around the world. I prefer others, so if I don't need to give it to her, I won't. I'll consider what to do in the future. Now let's put a marker so that I don't do this mistake again. Well, so much for that. So that's the direction I want to go to. As I go around, I always like to look at my surrounding. If there is anything interesting to go check and loot. Normally these kind of spots would hold something. Maybe something minor, but still some sort of shiny. As you can see, this is not the case for this one. But it's good to explore, to get the hang of the area. Now here there is an NPC. I will go to this NPC later. It's associated to a quest that we'll do quite in a few episodes. So right now I don't want to go to him. Now here there are a couple of very nasty bears. What I'm gonna do, I will simply grab the loot and run. Alright. I'm going toward the direction of a Lost Grace, as well as a merchant, a second merchant that we will encounter. Now you hear that someone howling. Is Blythe is over there, and we will also go to him, but not right now. We cannot let him come down right now. Gonna be for later. That's how it is in Elden Ring. The first hours will be a bit
right this way.
like this.
Right, welcome. Value, please. I'm hungry.
Alright, so he has more items. There is nothing we're really interested in. Actually, I wouldn't mind those smithing stones, but not right now. Anyway, we will. I forgot to mention we will get also all the recipes for the crock books. So I want to grab the Lost Grace over here, and then we will go, as I mentioned before, over there, and then we will go forward. There is a Lost Grace nearby. I think it's over there. So this is Fort Hyde. We will address that when we talk to the NPC that I mentioned before, who is Kenneth Hyde, and is also the owner of this fort. Will ask us to go freely, or sort of. When you see, like, I don't know if you noticed, I ran over a glowing skull. It means that they hold a tiny amount of runes, like this one, and you can run over with the horse, and then you press a triangle and you grab it. As we are here, we are really quickly gonna sneak into the rooms over here. There is a bear, but if you go crouching, you shouldn't wake up. Don't run. Bears are nasty, low level, so for fighting something like this, or you know what you're doing, or wait that you're a bit higher level. And we get our first talisman. It's the Axe's talisman. Charge attacks are stronger. Those are sort of trinkets, or as in previous Souls games they were rings. So we move on toward the map. Now here there is a shiny over there. I'll grab the shiny after the map because I'm quite sure that we will aggro the bear. So we got more of the map, and now we're gonna go in this direction. Is a crafting recipe. Now this recipe is well, I wanted to show something, but we are chased by a bear. It will allow us to craft the fetid pot and a roped fetid pot, which I think is the poison one. Alright, let's move on. You can kill animals for materials, by the way. Normally I never really been farming animals or anything. Sorry. But for instance, if you want to use lots of arrows and stuff, that's something you will have to do. I will show you some spots where you can get some easy farming. Alright, so here we're gonna get our first sacred tier. Alright. This will buff the strength of our crimson flask, which is what we use to heal ourselves. And here we get the flask of wondrous physics. This is a special flask, and it's a sort of additional one that you can personalize. Right now we only can personalize it with one item. Let's start with this flask, the physics flask. Now we have a crystal tier, and this explains us that we can only when we use the physics mix or the flask, we will get back half of the total HP. So it's an additional health flask at the moment, nothing crazy. We go here. Now I started my character with a golden seed. I will next time I find a golden seed, I will show you where you normally find them, and that gives me an additional flask. Good. And now, since I got a secret tier, I can also make the crimson flask and FP flask stronger, so they replenish more. Let me check the time. We are good. Still a few minutes. We'll talk to Melina.
unspoken echoes linger here. Words of Queen Marika, who vanished long ago. If you wish, I will share them with you.
Not
Of
interested.
course, tell me if you should change.
I think we can ask her anytime in the game. Right now I want to go on. Alright. So we're gonna check this beach. In case you wonder, you cannot go there just yet. It's much later in the game. There is a shiny, you can see it from here. But it's not for now. Much later in the game. Right now we are after those runes. We already have quite a few for easy leveling. Now I do remember most of the items, but not all of them. The game is very vast, so even if you prepare yourself, like getting all the shinies is probably impossible. Alright, so we're gonna go back there. I want to show you something. These trees will summon spirit messengers, and if you follow them, see, you can see them, they will lead you to a cave or something special. Now I know most I know nearly everything. I don't need them, but it's a neat feature, and if you're doing it, playing it by yourself, it may be good for you. Now we are going to get another item over here. It's another crystal here, or maybe even two. Here. Yeah, two. And these can be put in the Physick flask. And we missed a bug. So beetles, shining beetles often hold important items. And we are going to come back here. Actually, I will mark it with something else. This is the Asho War, called Ground Slam, and it's actually quite good. Alright, so for the moment here we are done. Next, we are gonna go in this direction to the Weeping Peninsula. There is a weapon I want to grab. I will do that right now, so that in the next episode we will start actually going for some dungeons. Let's grab the shiny over here in the meantime. And there is a bug there, a beetle. This is a trap. I think three crabs spawn. After a while, they disappear. Well, I got him. It was worth it. Look at that guy. He wanted to join. Episodes will be always last around half an hour. Won't be too precise, but that's the idea. Alright. And we are gonna go to the Weeping Peninsula real quickly. It's this direction. There is a civil war over there. We don't care. Next episode we are gonna start taking down quite some enemies. It's quite nice because I remember the locations of many weapons. There is one going straight, but I don't have the requirements for it. So. Plus, I want the one that. So as you can see, this is a mini boss, as I mentioned. This mark a mini boss. We will also do these guys. As from the next episode, there will be quite some more action. We are going to go for many of the right, of the caves and mini bosses around here, and then we will move to the Whipping Peninsula, and we'll potentially we will split a little bit the exploration because some bosses in Limgrave can be quite nasty. Yeah, that's exactly what I didn't want to happen. Darn it. Alright, we're gonna run through. Oh, what the bullshit. I even managed to grab the shiny. Stone key sword. Those allow you to open special doors. Alright. I very quickly go get the weapon that I want. That's an NPC. We'll talk to her later. I'm going to try to do the quests sorting one episode or whatever I can in one episode. Don't jump around between episodes. Alright. Just killing the dog because he's particularly annoying. And the weapon I want is here. Is a Morning Star. Very, very strong. Strong. As we are here, I'm gonna grab the ruins. Kill that bug as well. Normally, I tend to clear areas as I progress them. Ah! Alright. But if I see something, a shiny, a beetle, anything, I will just grab it. If it's close enough, I will just grab it. Alright, so this is gonna be it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye bye.